What? Bro, what? I ferried thousands of you into the afterlife, and I just found out it's eternal torment, trapped in your own rotting corpse. I'm Moody, and I'm watching this way too late. And now, so are you. If you believe me right now, congrats, that's your afterlife too. Knowing is the hazard, so hit play with me, souls. Let's see what I've been delivering you into.
SCP-2718. What happens after? The question of what happens when we die is often tied strongly to religion, with answers ranging from eternal paradises to fiery hells, or even reincarnation.
I've always found that like a very interesting point about religion. It's like a way of dealing with death that makes you feel less shit about death.
It likely comes as no surprise to you that the SCP universe has delved into the concept of the afterlife in a few different ways. But today we'll be looking at a particularly grim version of it.
Fun fact about me, I was a practicing Buddhist for I think about 2 years. Towards the end of high school. Didn't know that before.
2718 definitely starts in an odd way, with the SCP number constantly shifting, the object class listing an error, and the first line of the containment procedures actually describes the SCP itself. We see that SCP-2718 is a Damarung-class cognitohazard.
Dude, that's the first time I've heard of an SCP being called Damarung. I'm guessing there's not a lot of them with that classification?
A cognitohazard is any sort of mimetic effect that can alter an individual's way of thinking. Damarung is a German word meaning dusk or twilight.
Why didn't I know this? How dare I be in Germany and not know this? What? Damarung.
And as far as I'm aware, this is the only SCP that carries that classification. Basically, since this report is about a very dangerous cognitohazard that affects anyone who reads about it, they have to find a workaround to conceal it. Essentially, they are exploiting a weakness in their databases by constantly switching the designation of the article with another random one.
I find these really interesting because this is the second SCP we've come across recently that is like classified to the point where they're trying to like actively hide details about it.
But there is a very small window when the process ends and before it restarts, when it becomes momentarily visible.
Between when the process ends and restarts? Dude, give us the details. This is an SCP about what happens after death, and they're setting it up so that it's such a secret that we'll never find out what happens after death.
The agent working on the terminal that accessed the page then has a unique job. Their task is to improve the containment protocols of 2718 in any way they can before their memories are wiped. Unfortunately, the agents sent to respond to a 2718 breach are left unprepared for this task, and have only 2 hours to work on it. A log left by one of these agents mentions that if an agent fails to complete their task within 2 hours, or upon return they still remember the current year or name of the current president, they are to be terminated.
Wait, what? I wonder if they're hiding what happens after death so that people still feel like their life has purpose, right?
This suggests that the amnestic given to those who work on 2718 is a massive one. This information comes from a transcribed audio recording made by a member of the O5 Council. Miriam starts by telling a technician to make this article a permanent record, allowing no one to ever tamper with it. Miriam seems rushed for time, and even lets the technician keep her security credentials, as she says she won't be needing them.
I think she expects to get deleted after this. That's crazy. She's on the O5 Council as well, man. She's a big boss, man. Dude, that's crazy.
Stating that she has been O5-7 for 77 years, but she'll only remain so for about 7 more minutes.
Dude, I fucking knew it. Dude, she's getting deleted. That's crazy. That's crazy.
She goes on to discuss the various methods available to the SCP Foundation to bring someone back from death.
And the catch with all of them?
The person brought back has no memory of their death, or what comes after.
Bro, do I have to give them a refund if they come back? Nah, I'm keeping it.
The SCP Foundation has no first-hand testimony of someone dying and reporting on the afterlife, or lack thereof. Until now, of course. 6 months ago, the Foundation resurrected one of the O5s, named Roger. Roger was different than the other O5s in 2 major ways. One being that he didn't use anomalous means to extend his life, and 2, that he took his vacations unannounced and in solitude.
Does that imply that a bunch of other people on the O5 Council are using stuff to extend their life? Because that's kind of what it sounds like.
Due to these 2 factors, Roger died at age 73 due to a stroke, while alone on an island 18 years ago.
Damn.
It took 14 years to find his body, which they needed due to a physical key he had, as well as a mental key only he knew.
That is such a nightmare. Wait, how are they even going to get the mental, key? What? Dude, this is wild.
The combination of island weather, creatures, and time had reduced Roger's body to a pile of bone fragments, and so their usual methods of bringing people back were useless. Since they only needed 1 word from him, they figured they could use the new method to bring him back just long enough for him to utter it.
I mean, the new method. What was the old method? O5 Council taking advantage of SCPs.
But they outdid themselves, perfectly reanimating Roger.
How fucked off do you think Roger was getting reanimated? I would be so angry. These fuckers pull me back into the hellhole that is the SCP Foundation.
Roger returned by uncontrollably sobbing for half an hour.
Yeah, imagine what it felt like to stand up after that.
Followed by exhibiting constant signs of joy and relief.
Okay, wait, hold on. He sobs for half an hour, full breakdown, and then he's just happy, relieved. Nah, that's not a glad to be alive. That's somebody who saw something so bad that this, the murder factory, the hellhole, is the upgrade. And that's the part that gets me, because that's the direction I'm rowing people. So what's over there that makes people coming back here a relief? I need to know.
They kept him quarantined for 30 days, during which he cooperated completely, and so they restored him to his position on the council. He returned to the job with renewed vigor, wisdom, and insight, and began utilizing supplements to extend his life.
That immediately made me think of those snake oil supplements you get that's this is going to make you live longer. This will make your hair grow back when you're bald.
Additionally, he began to show a greater interest in the Foundation's safety protocols, and developed a profound distaste for sacrificing D-Class on projects.
I wonder if he remembers what happened after, and that's why he doesn't want the D-Class to get sacrificed, because he knows what's on the other side. So he lies to all of them, passes every polygraph clean, and he's already off hunting immortality, which even the Foundation can't crack, apparently.
Roger broke protocol and made direct contact with an apex-tier pluripotent entity contained by the Foundation.
What?
Roger covered his tracks well, so no one knew for some time that he had done so, but eventually the Council learned about it. That brings us to the present time of Miriam recording this, as earlier that day, she and another O5 member confronted Roger privately, and he confessed everything.
Oh shit, bro gave up easy.
She replays an audio recording she made of Roger's confession. The truth is, I was aware of all of it. I suppose there was a sweet oblivion, like deep sleep at first. But in retrospect, I think it was no more than a day. Slowly, but unmistakably, I reoccupied my corpse with dreamlike consciousness. Numb for the first merciful hours, blind, deaf, and immobile.
Oh.
But then I seemed to reconnect to every nerve, and became aware of every sensation.
How overstimulated would you be in that moment? Just all your senses coming back at once? You'd be like, help!
I perceived myself trapped within an immovable object, and the intensity of the struggle amplified. Imagine holding your breath, beyond urge, beyond pain, beyond desperation. My skin blistered and split in the sunlight.
Ooh.
Biting insects descended rapidly. I felt eggs hatch, larvae crawl, gases build and burst within me.
Creepy crawly shit in the body? Nope. Nope. I still cannot get over that scene from The Mummy, dude. It haunts me.
Individual cells rupturing, interstitial fluids souring and blackening. Somehow, my capacity to experience and store these sensations grew, even as I was keenly aware of my cerebrum being scattered and devoured. My perception expanded into the gizzards of birds and the depths of fire ant dens. I was aware of every fingernail and strand of hair that pulled away in the wind.
Dude's just literally so overstimulated right now. I feel so bad for this guy.
He goes on to say that his capacity for pain continued to grow rather than numb, intensifying every second, month, and year.
Seems quite lonely as well, right? You're kind of just on your own, just like struggling with all these sensations. And then it clicks for him. This isn't just his afterlife, it's everyone's. So he panics and basically begs Miriam and the rest of the council to run from it with him.
Miriam was dumbfounded, sympathetic, and most importantly, fearful. They called an emergency session of the council to share this information. Much of the council reacted calmly and with concern, but one stated that they must declare human death as a Keter-class SCP.
What? Bro, what? That's wild. That's a wild line to hear.
The council fell into a shouting match, and a few members moved to begin terminating dangerous SCPs to protect humanity.
Oh shit.
Here, Miriam mentions that the O5s became convinced, one after another, and she wonders to herself if belief is the key.
Okay, hold on, because you remember at the start I did this whole, like, believe me and that's your afterlife thing. Yeah, I'm looking at this going, that's a little too convenient, right? Like, that's exactly what something would want you to believe. I don't know, something's not sitting right with me here. Stick with me, because I think it's actually something else.
O5-1 then silenced the room, saying that the council has lost all reason, and with only one possible explanation. The entire council would be given amnestics, except for Roger, who would be placed back in containment.
That's so mean! Why has Roger got to remember this and live with it? This is really wild though, like this is a very cool story.
Roger bolted out of the room before the doors could be sealed, and Miriam chased after him to stop him, but immediately regretted her decision, as she desperately wanted the amnestic. Since Miriam now knows her fate is sealed, she had this article created and made it permanent, so that knowledge of 2718 wouldn't be forgotten, and she would be hopefully brought back from the afterlife that awaits her. The door suddenly bursts open, and gunfire erupts, leaving Miriam dead.
Why is there gunfire? Like, what? Why are we suddenly shooting everyone? What is going on?
We hear an MTF discuss a breach of a Keter SCP in another compound, where SCP-106 is contained. Rather than 106 escaping, it seems that Roger intentionally went into 106's containment, a fate considered by most to be worse than death. But perhaps it's better than SCP-2718.
Oh,
so that's the afterlife in the SCP universe then.
Dude, it's very Tartarus-esque. That's quite cool. It is very Tartarus-esque.
SCP-2718 is a cognitohazard, meaning it affects your mind and way of thinking. This ties in with Miriam's statement of belief being the key, and why she was so regretful of not breathing in the amnestics. It's not that she wanted to live without the fear of knowing what the afterlife was. It was that she wanted to erase the cognitohazard. Basically, if you have knowledge of SCP-2718 and believe it, you are then affected by it, and it becomes your afterlife.
I think that's grade A copium. I'm just gonna say it. Grade A copium. I don't know, dude. That doesn't sound right.
2718 is certainly one of the more horrific SCPs on the wiki. Less so because of some terrible disease or monster, but because it plays on the existential dread felt by many humans since the dawn of time.
It's true.
It's unclear why Roger experienced 2718 in the first place, and who's to say that the idea of it being a cognitohazard isn't just a lie?
Exactly. Nah, I'm standing by it. That's cope. That's cope. Which, like, respect, honestly. I cope too. I run a ferry, and I've seen the clientele. But that's the thing I love about these. The second the file hands you an answer, your brain goes, okay, but what if it's actually, and you're gone. I've got another one that did that to me right here. It sent me down that rabbit hole. Go down it with me. And if you want to keep arguing about these files together, subscribe. I'm here twice a week.